everybody, welcome to another quick video. And today, out at Hornsea, a bit of a wander around, bit of a seaside trip. Weather's not too bad. Clouds are looking quite through to there, so I might get some interesting shots later. But what brought out is this, my Olympus Tough. Decided, bit of a sort of strange street sort of feel to it. Possibly looking at that sort of vintage feel that you get sometimes from the seaside. But I thought this, ideal. Just carry it around, doesn't make any difference. Yeah, you sort of blend into the crowds. It's a bit of an ideal one. It's a bit of a street session style of thing. But we'll have a bit of a wander and see what sort of things we can get. So let's have a wander. So I've had the Tough for a few months now, and I find it tends to put it in the bag no matter where I go. My reason being is it's a great little walk around camera that you can just blend in with. It looks a bit like a toy. It's brilliant. Now this is the Olympus Tough TG-6, and I'm supposed to actually release the TG-7 this year, but it's more of a feature update more than anything else. So I basically picked this one up because obviously they released the new one, so the old one got a little bit cheaper. And it's a great little camera. It's got a lot of features in there that you wouldn't expect. You've got GPS logging built in. You can actually sort of log everything, so you can actually use this as a GPS tracker if you're out on a walk as well. Hopefully the battery life does take a hit if you do that. But it's got so many features. It's tough, and that's the thing with it. You know, this thing sort of can handle a drop from sort of height. It's waterproof. If you're doing real deep diving, you can just get a full waterproof enclosure for it as well. So yeah, there's a lot of features that you wouldn't expect from this. And you've even got stuff in there like Pro Capture. You've got a full macro mode with quite a few different options on there for sort of the types of images that you do, including focus stacking, which is really quite unusual for something this compact. Okay, battery life isn't bad. You can pick up aftermarket batteries nice and cheap as well. So you can always keep a few in the bag if you're out and about. But this is the first time I've really sort of taken it out for a bit of sort of kind of street photography. I thought, well, be ideal, give it a try and see what it's actually like. The thing that I have found with it is the screen can be a little bit dark, but you can brighten that up in the options. Certainly if you've got a semi-bright day like we've got today, it can be a little bit sort of glary, you can't really see very well. But go in there, sort of bump the brightness up, and you're okay. No viewfinder, but I find, you know, with this sort of thing, especially if you're doing sort of street style photography, it's ideal with that because it doesn't get any attention. It's just, well, you're there, it's great. Put a little wrist strap on it, mainly because bit of security, nobody can snatch it out of your hand while you're carrying it, and also if anything happens, it drops, it don't go anywhere. But that's really the reason for it. But go have a bit of a wander up and down the front. Might see if I can find a couple of characters, spotted a few people already. Might sort of get some shots around it. I mean, my general type of street photography is more sort of urban than sort of the in-your-face people thing. I'm not really into that, but go see what sort of shots we can get. Pop a few up as we go along. And as I go through, I'll sort of chat to you what I think, sort of the usability of it and stuff like that. I'll cover a few different modes as well that I think really do set this apart from your average just point and shoot. But yeah, get a bit of a wander down there and see what's around. Obviously we've got a bit of breeze today as well, so there might be a couple of shots out to sea. I know the tide's going out at the moment, but yeah, see what sort of things crop up, and this could be just anything and everything. We'll see what we can find. So there's a couple of great little features on this as well. First thing is the zoom, which is just on the top there. Makes it really easy to do single-handed shooting and just have it sort of straight to hand. And it's light enough to work nicely. It fits in the hand reasonably well. It's not like full grip on it, but it works reasonably well. Zoom wise, you've got full frame equivalent of a 25 to 100 mil on there. You've got like an f2 to f5.6 ish, roughly equivalent as well. So it's fairly bright, full internal zoom on it. So there's no problem with sort of anything growing out of the front. So it always stays nice and compact. And around the lens itself, you can actually put these little additional sort of accessories on. It's like a sort of bayonet fitting. This one I've got on there at the moment is just a bit of a sort of aperture lens cover so that dust don't get in when it's in my pocket. But I've actually got a little ring flash for doing the macro as well. So yeah, they've actually thought quite a lot of how the systems work, and what sort of accessories you can get from it. Screen wise, non-touch screen because it's fully waterproof. I've got a little screen protector on there. You might be able to make it out there is a scratch on there, because I managed to put the screen protector on there and dropped it and scratched it. So typical, but it doesn't really matter. I can put another one, put the screen underneath, stayed nice and protected. As far as your buttons go, you've got your mode dial here, and you actually got, I don't know if you can make that out, there's actually a fish on there. There's actually an underwater mode as well. All your usual sort of D-pad. Thing that is quite nice, just on the top there, is a little thumb wheel, which you can assign to various functions. I've got it to exposure compensation in one of the custom modes, so that works quite nicely. If you've got a bit of a bright scene, you can just like wheel it down with your thumb, and again, single-handed shooting, you can do everything without sort of really sort of taking up too much of your space and it looking like you're using a big camera system or anything like that. So again, you just blend into the background. It's brilliant. Also, it does have video mode on it, 4K 30p, so not too bad. Obviously, you've not got any real sort of IBIS, it's all sort of digital stability in there, but it does a reasonable job. Certainly, it's not something I'll go out there and use as a main video camera, but okay, it does its job. Little snaps. Like I say, you've got the built-in flash, which is handy, and with that little macro adapter, works quite well. And I've just done a quick snap of some ragwort back there, just focus stacked, so I'll pop that up so you can have a look at it. But yeah, the feature set inside this is really quite nice and incredibly versatile for something its size. Now, price-wise, you can pick these up for around about 350 quid, brand new, because they are still out there on the new market. It's about 399 for the TG-7. Like I say, if I were going for the new one, I'll probably go for a TG-7. Two features that I do like that's on there is one, the new one's got USB-C charging, whereas this is on a micro USB, and the fact that with the TG-7 you've got that little extra future-proofing, so you're getting your firmware updates and stuff like that coming through. Menus, they're the standard old-style Olympus menus, but once you know your way around them, they're not too bad. There's a couple of hidden features that take a little bit of digging into, but once you know your way around, it's not too bad. About the one thing that I do find slightly awkward with it is the fact that there is quite a bit of glare on the screen, but that might be down to this screen protector. Now, if you can get a matte one, that'd be absolutely perfect, but it's not a game-changing problem, but just a nicety. Yeah, if someone would actually come out with a little sort of matte screen on the back, so you've not got a lot of glare, especially if you've got sun behind you, you're sort of taking a shot out. Sometimes basically all you can see is yourself in there. You have to sort of really sort of work hard, even with the brightness turned up on the screen. But like I say, it's not a game-changing problem, but it'd just be a nice thing to have. So feature set wise, obviously it's a fairly standard Olympus style camera, so on sort of the main screen, which is fairly detailed, it's not massive resolution but it's fairly detailed. You can flip between like your level sensors, you've got a histogram on there, so yeah, it's a fairly usable setup. Obviously your card slot and your battery slot, they're double locked and weather sealed to the nth degree. This thing is tough, it is what it does exactly what it says in the tin, yeah. It is a tough camera. You've got a handy little 1/4 inch screw thread on the bottom for tripod attachment as well, if you did fancy that. Stick it on a selfie stick or something like that, make it even more versatile. Wi-Fi is built in, so you can actually communicate to this using the OI Systems app, so OM Systems app, OI Share. So yes, you can sort of do remote shuttering and sort of import stuff straight off the camera into your phone. So yeah, great versatility, almost as versatile as one of the main Olympus cameras, but in a really compact and very, very sort of handy setup. I mean, basically today I've just blended in. People don't tend to look at it because obviously I went for the red one instead of the black one. It looks like a toy. It's great for it. Obviously, one thing I've not done is got this wet particularly. At some point I will sort of get out, possibly sort of in the rain, have a bit of a play with it. You've got to understand your limitations. Obviously you've got a 25 to 100mm, essentially sort of full frame equivalent zoom on there. You've got to be a little bit careful with sort of how you sort of framing stuff up, but it's the same as any camera. You know, it's still, the theory is the same. You just got to sort of adapt to your conditions. Are you going to get super duper telephoto wildlife shot? No, you're not going to get that. But you've got some great versatility for general shooting, and it's the sort of thing that you're not going to worry about banging it off anything or taking it out in rugged conditions. So at the seaside, in the rain, it doesn't matter. The thing will survive, and yeah, you'll just keep on going with it. So yeah, definitely worthwhile purchase if you're in the market for a point and shoot that you want a little bit of extra sort of robustness to. Yeah, not something I would have thought would actually work, but it really does. Nothing has surprised me today with this is the battery life. Now, I've taken probably sort of 30-40 shots with this so far today, and I've been playing around, sort of messing with the settings, adjusting. I've turned the screen right the way up so I can see it in the bright sunlight, and well, basically I'm still at sort of 85% battery. Battery life really, really good. Yes, I've got a couple of spare batteries with me just in case, but it definitely seems to be a case of, you know, it manages the battery really quite well. I don't think I'd go out without the spare batteries, but yeah, it's nice to know that it will sort of do quite well. I mean, charging wise, this is charged via the mini USB, sorry, the micro USB, actually on the side. Doesn't come with its own charger, but the sort of aftermarket batteries I bought came with their own charger anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. I think they're about 12 quid for a pair of batteries and a charger, so it doesn't break the bank. It means you've got plenty of options for power. If you're out in the field for a sort of full day, you're not going to have a chance to charge up the camera in between shoots. So I hope you enjoy this little wander around that we've had with the Olympus Tough. I have to admit, it's a great little camera. It's the first time I really used it out in the field in anger and sort of been having a proper play with it. Yes, I do miss the viewfinder at times, but once you sort of get used to the fact that you're using a point and shoot camera, it's quite nice. It's quite a bit of fun to use. Controls are laid out fairly well. Yeah, I've not really had any problems with them at all. It's maybe a little bit small for my hands, but I've got relatively big hands. But yeah, if you're sort of constantly holding it, yeah, it might be a little bit awkward. But when you've got it on this wrist strap, it's not a problem at all. You can just let it dangle. You know it's fine. It's not going to cause any problems. But yeah, with having a proper drive with it, I thought, yeah, I've actually quite enjoyed the usage of it. If there's something that I would say that would probably benefit from, would be a slightly easier menu system. But yeah, it's the old Olympus system that they've used right the way up to the OM1. I think the problem is because I've got used to using the OM1's menus, and going back to these always feels a little bit clunky. But yeah, that's just a minor thing. But other than that, yeah, it's a fantastic camera. And if you can pick one of these, I mean, essentially the 4, 5 and 6 were very, very similar, just incremental bits. They all use the same sensor essentially. I mean, this 12 megapixel backside illuminated sensor is really nice. Shooting in RAW, you can pull so much back, it's untrue. Really quite unexpected exactly how good it is. But yeah, it's been good fun, and hopefully you enjoyed the shots that you've seen so far. I'll put a few more up now for where we've just been wandering. But yeah, good fun. Definitely advise going out and sort of playing with a point and shoot from time to time. It's always that sort of thing where it limits you a little bit, and essentially it trains your eye a little bit better. It's like using a prime lens when you're out and about. It gives you a little bit of a challenge, and that really can only do one thing, that's improve your photography skills. So it's ideal. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, please do give us a big thumbs up, and if you've really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button to see more of this sort of stuff every week. But from what's now getting quite a busy Hornsea, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Take care.
When you came over, my heart was on its way out. I wasn't sober, and I was thinking out loud. I spoke of your bravery, your wit and audacity, of coming over and letting go of it all. Please move close to me. You love differently, so move close to me. Love me differently, differently. You lay beside me, you held my hand in the dark. I started fighting, 'cause I was scared of it all. And isn't it glorious how love gets the best of us? Yeah, I got feelings, but I'm a tough one sometimes.